What's up, Filmatic? What's up? We're back at it again, guys. We're coming to you today with the Shark Tale episode. Now I know this deviates from the schedule a little bit. You know, we had a schedule going, uh, of which we only did the. Did we even follow the schedule at all?
Didn't the schedule start after Justice is Gray?
Yeah. No, we did
And
Tower
then-
Heist. We did Tower Heist.
Oh yeah, so true.
So we did do the most requested episode, to be fair.
And then it stopped.
That it stopped. But, you know, it's just because, you know, there's so much to talk about. Shark Tale has been an episode that's been in the making for as long as Filmatic has existed. You know what I mean? So, you know, of course I'm here with, once again, my friend, my Dig Dog. Dog Dig. Dig Dog. Yeah. Diggy Dog. Justin Fischler.
What's up?
So how's it going? Yeah, it was a pretty good quick turnaround too, because we just rewatched the movie yesterday. We're doing the episode today, so it's, you know, fresh on our minds. And I think there's going to be a decent amount to talk about at least. So I guess we can start with, for those who don't know, Shark Tale is a DreamWorks movie. It came out in 2004, and it was under multiple directors, like a lot of these DreamWorks movies actually end up having, and of course features the now infamous Will Smith, Jack Black, Robert De Niro, Angelina Jolie, and of course Martin Scorsese. Great role from him.
Renee Zellweger.
Right, correct, and we'll talk about all that. And again, I guess for those who don't know, it tells a story of a fish who falsely claims to have killed a shark and is dubbed Oscar the Shark Slayer. And you get a kind of I feel like a unique take on. Well, it's obvious. First of all, it's obviously a parody of mafia movies to some degree, from the inclusion of Scorsese to the whole. Literally, the shark are the mafia, and the fish have to deal with them and pay
What's he,
protection.
like the Godfather?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was a good. Yeah, okay. We'll talk about it. But you know, it actually. I feel like when I talk to people about animated movies, first of all, it doesn't usually come up. And then even with DreamWorks movies, I mean, come on, Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, now Boss
B-movie.
Baby, B-movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's just so much to talk about when it comes to DreamWorks, and I know that DreamWorks is a favorite studio for you and me specifically. And I've said before that DreamWorks, I think, was much more formative on my own childhood than Disney ever was.
Definitely.
You know, so and so this movie is pretty close, near and dear to my heart. And I will say it's been a long time since I've rewatched it. Maybe even since I was a kid. So I was a little bit afraid, you know? Like, is this movie going to hold up? You know, freaking however many years it's been later. And I'm proud to report that this movie is still entertaining. It's funny. And I think there are more good things to say about it than negatives. And I think that if you have not seen this movie at all, or if you haven't seen it in a while, I think it's worth a rewatch.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen it a little more recently, but so I knew what I was getting myself into.
Right.
Which is a grand old time.
Yeah. So I guess we can kind of, if you want, we can go through like sort of the plot and then just
sure.
You know, make stops along the way. So, of course, we open with the one of the best DreamWorks logo gags, right?
Sure.
Because what are some other ones, right? You mentioned there's a bee movie one where the bee comes and stings the guy who's sitting on the moon.
Right, it's when he's like floating on the balloon and the bee comes out and stings him and he like falls and like lands on the moon. I think he probably like hits his balls on the crescent or something and falls off.
Okay, I did not remember that. That's pretty funny.
There's the classic Madagascar 2 where the penguins beat the guy up, and then
so funny.
yeah, and then they like take his fishing rod, and I believe
And do they say something? I feel like maybe they say sushi for breakfast, boys, or something.
Yeah, he's like, looks like, I think it's the exact that he's like, we're
which
having
is
sushi
a
for
line from
breakfast or something.
Madagascar 1, if you remember.
Is it?
Yeah, when they take over the ship, the penguins. You remember they knock out the captain? Yeah, and they try to go to Antarctica. Well, they actually do go to Antarctica. Well, this sucks.
Yeah.
But when they do, they celebrate. They pop some champagne, and they're like all slapping each other and like sushi for breakfast, boys. And then it cuts away to them.
Nice. So from a callback.
Yeah. So that was cool. But
true. And then the Shark Tale one.
Yeah, Shark Tale 1, which I was telling you when we watched it, like watching that as a kid was like, I feel like that's one of the first pieces of media I saw that like kind of not like it fully broke the fourth wall, but like to bridge the gap between like a stupid logo and the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, so for those, I guess I haven't fully explained it, but the DreamWorks logo is the guy fishing. He fishes, and you actually see the worm in the ocean, and that introduces you to the sharks who come in for the worm. And
and Lenny saves the worm.
Lenny saves the worm.
Introduces his character, of course.
Right. I think we do see the worm again at some point.
Do we?
Maybe in the end credits? I could have sworn I saw the worm. Yeah, all right, anyway.
Other notable... Yeah. I was just going to say other notable DreamWorks ones. There's obviously the Kung Fu Panda one, right? Where it's like
true.
A different animation style.
I like that, yeah.
And, of course, this one's a little less on the nose, but Shrek the Third, it's just normal DreamWorks logo. The guy fishes, and that's it, and nothing happens. But then, instead of like fading to black and cutting to whatever the next screen would be, beginning of the movie or whatever, it transitions from looking at the moon. It like pans through the clouds, and then from the clouds, it shows Prince Charming on his horse, which is then revealed to be on a stage.
On the stage.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Judy. Happy birthday, Judy.
Do you mind? Do you mind? Boring. Anyway.
Here we go. Yeah.
This is not a Shrek episode.
No, we need to restrain ourselves. Although I do think the only other variation of the logos is, I think in all the Shrek movies, the S in DreamWorks turns into the S, the green S with the ogre ears.
Classic, yeah.
So, yeah.
There's probably more that I just don't know, or I'm forgetting.
Maybe they did one for fucking, like, Turbo. I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, true.
A movie I haven't seen.
I want to say that I never saw this, but I want to say there was one for the Simpsons movie. Like
DreamWorks was involved with that?
I have like a vague memory. It like turned into like the donut, like the crescent moon was like the pink. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you look that up. I guess I'll. So we're introduced to Lenny the shark, played by Jack Black, who is hilarious in this movie.
Sure.
Because he's doing a voice, which is a kind of just a parody Italian voice. But it's also done by Jack Black, and he does it in a higher voice, which I think just makes it just naturally funny. And I feel like there are multiple moments in the movie where they do a joke, or it's just him talking, and it's like it's fine, it's whatever. But then it just becomes funny because of his voice. I feel like so. Yeah. And then we pan down from Lenny and his brother swimming away. Very eerie music, possibly the Jaws theme. Don't remember for sure. Pans down through the reef, and then all the fish come out, and of course jubilatious music plays, and we're introduced to Katie Current, keeping the current, the news lady, played by Katie Couric, the real life news lady. Giving us the context. This is the reef, these are the fish, they fear the sharks, that sort of thing. We get a good gag.
There's like
yeah.
I was going to say, it's kind of like we see the reef through like a montage of like little bits, and like it reminds me a lot of scene in Shrek 2 when they first get to Far, Far Away.
Yes.
Where it's just like a parody of like LA or like a city kind of like,
I think this is kind of like a New York.
The different.
Yeah.
Fair. The only reason I say LA for Shark Tale was the Star Walk.
Oh, true.
But I agree. This definitely seems more like a big city like that. But you just see like exactly all of the store names and advertisements. It's like the same joke as Shrek 2, but instead of like medieval themed, like fantasy, it's fish themed. Like you see like the Gup instead of the Gap, whereas in Shrek 2 you see like Old Mavery instead of Old Navy. It's just
there's a Burger King one that's like something that I'm surprised I'm forgetting, but yeah. Anyway, there's Burger King and there's, like you said, Gup. Yeah, like you said, I like that. I like all the little bits. You see the traffic collision, and
true. The potentially racist taxi joke.
Right.
I don't even remember what it was.
Well, it's just like two taxi fish, with heavy accents, who are like cursing each other out, and he's like, what's he say? He's like, your mother is my mother? No, what is it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something that's like seemingly possibly racist, but it happened so quick that I didn't really pick up on it. I guess I don't know. Definitely not a joke I think that would be used today, regardless of how racist it is. The sushi joke.
That's a great bit. Yeah.
We cut to the sushi shop and the fish chef inside. It's just obviously there's no one in the sushi shop, so he hits his knife in frustration, which is pretty funny. And then we cut to Oscar in front of, the audience doesn't know it's a billboard yet, but he's like, yo, this is my crib. I got the DVD set. I got this and that. It's revealed to be a billboard. The kids come up and do one of the best pieces of spray painting I've ever seen, done in less than 30 seconds. Yeah. Oscar turns his back from the billboard, and they spray an entire mural of Oscar being eaten by a shark in like Justin said, like 10 seconds, which is pretty funny. And then of course we see Oscar working at the whale wash. I like that a lot. It's a cool idea, car wash, whale wash.
True.
It's like real. They take that idea from real life, I think, where some fish have like a symbiotic relationship with whales. Tell me if I'm saying something wrong, but
they don't go in the whale's mouth with a broom.
No, but they
like scraping shit.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, there's like cleaner fish, shit like that.
It's cool
for all kinds of species, not just whales.
Right. It's cool they did that idea, and we're introduced to Oscar's love interest, Angie. Pretty good. It's not like yeah, go ahead.
Not really even a love interest at first.
Right, because she's into him and he's like blind. So
friend zone too.
Yeah, exactly. What else? Here's the thing. I love Will Smith. I'll say it. I don't. Obviously, there's been some controversy going on, and we talked about that in our other episode. If you want to hear more thoughts about that, but as far as I'm concerned, I feel like obviously what Will Smith did was wrong. I think that's clear to anybody. I'm a little bummed that they're canceling some of his projects because, once again, I just like Will Smith as an actor. Grew up with Will Smith. Again, just always loved him, and I hope that in some future I can see Will Smith in more things. That's all I really want to say. I don't know about you.
Will Smith, I love you. Your next project, can't wait to see it.
Oh, come on, that was a good one. All right, I'm up here talking about Shark Tale. Justin.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say about Will Smith?
Honestly, pretty much the same thing. Okay. I just want to see more Will Smith projects. I feel like,
it's like I just feel like I could care less about the drama beyond being like,
True.
wow, that was like a pretty stupid thing of Will Smith to do. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right,
It's like
when's Shark Tale 2? You know?
exactly. It was uncalled for. It's unacceptable. But I mean, canceling all the projects. Teach him a lesson some way that does not affect me, because this is like collective punishment.
That's a good point. Yeah, and I think he got banned from the Oscars for like 10 years or something. So
sure, that seems totally reasonable.
yeah,
I feel like he can't really be surprised if that happens to him.
Well, he before that happened, he was like, I know what I did was wrong, and whatever the Academy wants to do, I graciously accepted, whatever,
right.
And he did. So it's a bummer. Hopefully, some way, somehow, we see some more Will Smith, because love his movies. And transitioning back to this, I think he does a good job in this. He's funny, and I like how I think a lot of animated movies do this, obviously, but like translating the actor's face and mannerisms to the animal or whatever they're playing. There are some moments in here where it's like clearly like if it was live action, you could tell that Will Smith would be making that face. When he first sees Lola, sort of thing. Like,
true.
Just very classic,
yeah, dude, that shit is so funny. Right. I think it's hilarious that they actually make the fish literally look like the human that plays them.
Yeah.
Like, they got Will Smith's face. Lola looks exactly like Angelina Jolie. They got Scorsese's eyebrows on the pufferfish, dude. Like Robert De Niro's mole on the shark. It's so funny.
That's a good point, yeah. The only one that doesn't look like the actor is Jack Black's shark.
Yeah, no, Lenny looks nothing like Jack Black.
Just like a generic, like, CGI shark. Let's see. So, yeah, we're introduced to that. Of course, we meet Scorsese's character, Sykes, who is one of the funniest characters in the movie, also.
Definitely.
Again, an iconic scene in my mind from childhood is the chain, the food chain.
True.
There's sharks. There's me. Oh, that's me, right? No. There's kelp. There's coral. There's rocks.
There's rocks on the food chain.
There's fucking shit cleaners, and then there's you.
It's a whale poop.
Yeah, whale poop.
It's like a whale reading a newspaper, like taking a shit.
Holy shit! Yeah, that was so funny.
And he says, and then there's you, and Will Smith just goes, "That's messed up."
Yeah. There's I love that they just straight up brought Will Smith energy to his character and the fish, because like even in the same scene when he shows him all the ode papers, he's like, "Wow, you wrote my name on these." Like, no, that's why you're the man in charge.
So you don't.
Very good stuff. So of course we're presented with the predicament where he owes him money, so he needs to cough up in 24 hours. I think 5 G's.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which also, the reason he's suddenly pressed hard for it is because Sykes insults Robert De Niro, who is the Godfather.
It's true. I forgot about that. He
insults Robert De Niro by implying that Lenny, played by Jack Black, who is Robert De Niro's character's son, is
not threatening.
He's not worthy of inheriting the family, the mafia business, right? So
which is true.
No, it is true. And Don Lino, Robert De Niro gets angry at Sykes.
So now you're making fun of me?
Yeah, exactly. And so then he's like, "All right, Sykes, now you got to start paying me for protection." And then Sykes like, "Oh, okay. So now the money Oscar owes me, he actually owes Don Lino, which is why now he only has 24 hours to get the money."
Right, and so yeah, he has 24 hours. He goes back. We cut to the nighttime. He's hanging out with Angie. Oh no, he gets beat up by the jellyfish for the first time.
True.
And she's patching him up. Yeah.
That's Sykes' 2 henchmen.
Right,
Ernie and a couple Ernie and Bernie, a couple rusted jellyfish, played by Ziggy Marley and someone else. I don't remember who.
Doug E. Doug, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know who that is.
So I like their characters too. Pretty funny. I like
I agree.
I think it's funny when Will Smith's like, "Hey, Bernie and Ernie, booyaka," just like doing like overtly like Jamaican, like stereotypical jokes. Anyway, yeah. So they beat him up the first time. Angie's patching him up. He tells her about his predicament and also talks about his aspirations for being on top of the reef. And of course, Angie decides to spot him, her grandmother's pearl, and tells him to, cash it in and then give the money to Sykes, which Oscar remembers as bet it all, bet it all, bet it all.
Yeah.
Which, we see the next day when he goes to the seahorse race and bets it all on Lucky Day because he overheard two fish, saying that the race was rigged for Lucky Day.
But here's what I don't understand. They were like, "Oh, it's rigged because Lucky Day was like locked in his thing, right?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna win because we know Lucky Day's locked in the, like his door is fucked up, so he won't be able to run out." But that just means any other horse could win, right?
That's a good point.
All that means is they don't bet on Lucky Day. Like that doesn't like guarantee them the victory, right? Unless
they are in some sort of deal where they know someone else is gonna bet on Lucky Day, and they have another bet. You know what I mean? Like it could be more complicated. But I agree, it should not be that complicated for this movie.
I think it's mostly just Oscar would hear that and
then
misinterpret it.
Right. Yeah. So he bets it all, and then he meets Lola, which is, Angelina Jolie plays a pretty good gold digging fish.
True.
I think she even says the tail end of that scene, she's like, when she finds out that he's fronting, she's like, "Look, don't get me wrong, you're cute and all, but deep down I'm what do you say? Deep down
I'm really superficial."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
So of course we get to watch Sykes and Oscar watch the race, knowing that it all comes down to Lucky Day winning. Some pretty funny scenes in there where they're like dancing and like celebrating. And then Lucky Day tragically trips on his own tail in water, which is made fun of by Will Smith. Yeah.
He trips underwater. And by the way, on what?
I just feel like there's so many lines like that are just perfect. Just like so funny. Yeah. Oh my god.
He punches himself in the face with his tail.
Yeah. It looks pretty brutal.
Yeah.
So,
of course. We have a pretty dark, mafia reenactment scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, where like,
it shows him get like bound. They throw him into the trunk, but it's a whale's mouth.
It's just, yeah.
It's just hilarious. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's like they bind him, maybe knock him out, like zap him or something.
They bind him, and then they throw him in the trunk. It's implied that he's knocked out because he wakes up tied down.
Yeah,
in a random.
Bernie are literally torturing him.
With singing the song "Don't Worry About a Thing."
Yeah, which is a callback to a previous bit.
Right. They use that song a lot in this movie.
Yeah, I think it's used pretty well.
I agree. So they're torturing him, and of course this is at the same time. So okay, we switch perspectives here to Lenny the shark, who is at a sit-down dinner with his dad and his brother. His dad, Robert De Niro's like, you gotta fix yourself. You gotta inherit the business. Blah blah blah. So he's like, eat the shrimp, and pretty again, also dark but funny scene where he's trying to force Lenny to eat the shrimp, and the shrimp is begging for its life, which is
true.
Again, funny because I picked up on a joke I didn't before when I was younger, which was when he's describing he's taking care of his the shrimp is taking care of his sister shrimp's son, who has no arms or legs.
Yeah.
But is fairly happy.
Yeah.
It's an absurd joke to be in this movie. I feel like.
No, yeah.
That's, I don't know.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just so funny. It caught me off guard when he's like,
He's
The
fairly
baby like
happy.
lost its arms and legs, and I'm taking care of it, and the baby's fairly happy. It's just.
And then you cut to De Niro's like shark face, just like flabbergasted. And there are a lot of moments like that in this movie again, which we'll get to, where
True.
the reaction face. There's so many just reaction faces that are just gold.
Yeah.
Always funny. So of course,
Yeah.
Lenny lets the shrimp go.
Because we've already been introduced from the first scene of the movie. Lenny's a pacifist, right? He untied the worm from the hook that the DreamWorks guy cast down instead of eating it.
Right.
He told his brother that the Jaws theme song gives him the creeps. He's just
Come on, it's our theme song.
Yeah.
Just pretty funny. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, he's just clearly, he's non-violent. There's no food on his plate, whereas his brother's like wolfing down oyster shells. Just like a pile of oyster shells.
Yeah, which doesn't line up because isn't the whole thing that his brother is supposed to be fine with eating fish? We never actually see a shark eat a fish.
True. The movie's not.
I know. I'm just saying.
It's not going to be that violent. But
yeah. It's just interesting.
Yeah, so Lenny refuses to eat the shrimp. In fact, he releases them. So Rob De Niro's like, all right, Frankie, which is Lenny's brother, he's like, take your brother out and make him kill a fish.
Come on, Paul, I can look after the reef.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
We're going to do this as a family. And then he takes him out, which intercedes with Oscar's path, because this is where Oscar's being tortured. And Lenny sends Frankie after them. The jellyfish swim away, sorry. And Lenny comes
so
and...
Clownfish walks up to a sea cucumber. Sorry, he swims up. Dude, I haven't seen Finding Nemo in like...
Dude, I've seen that so many times.
So long.
It's crazy to think about the difference in... When did that come out?
Probably... Dude, I have to assume before.
Yeah, 1 year earlier. It is kind of crazy thinking of like how much more resource and money Disney has. You think of like the water quality in Finding Nemo versus Shark Tale. Not that Shark Tale is like astoundingly bad, but like I know Finding Nemo specifically. I've read some stuff where they like studied water and got marine biologists, and you know what I mean, like that sort of thing.
No, yeah, I mean you can tell. I feel like don't get me wrong. Obviously, I love Shark Tale, but
you can tell it's not. Yeah,
unironically looks like it has a higher budget.
Yeah, no, literally Finding Nemo looks like it could have come out like 3 years after this movie.
Yeah.
Then again, not really knocking Shark Tale because there's different intentions going on with the two movies, you know? One is an emotional like tale about a single father and his son, and one is about Oscar Shark Slayer.
Yeah.
So Frankie, Lenny again tries to let Oscar go in the same way he let the worm go at the beginning of the movie, but for some reason Oscar is like just stupid because he causes a commotion, kicks up all the dust and shit so that he can run away or again swim away, and the dust settles and Oscar's just still sitting there. It's like, oh, you meant now. It's very funny. And then, of course, Lenny, Frankie has seen enough, decides to come in to finish the kill, and gets stopped by an anchor. Gets killed by an anchor that comes down, which is pretty crazy. And, yeah, I mean, any thoughts so far? Do you want to pick up?
I just remember thinking as a kid that it was pretty dark the way Frankie's, like, just murdered in front of.
Yeah, and they also like do a burial for him, and you see his like carcass float up and shit. So that's pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the birth of Oscar the Shark Slayer. Because Lenny freaks out thinking it was his fault and like swims away. Yeah, well, sort of his fault. Not really, but still. We'll get to that, but he swims away, and Oscar's just left there chilling. And the Ernie and Bernie come back because when the anchor lands on Frankie, it shows Ernie and Bernie's perspective where they're really far away. It looks like a fucking mushroom cloud, like a nuclear blast went off in the water. And they turn around, they come back to investigate and find Oscar next to the body of a dead shark. And they're like, "Did you do this?" And he's like, "Exactly the way it looks. That's the way it is."
Well, also he first sees them and he starts screaming, and then they start
true.
screaming.
Yeah,
It's a classic joke, always funny to me.
very classic.
And there's a lot of stuff like this where maybe I don't know, maybe some of this stuff isn't funny to everybody, but I don't know. I guess I'm a sucker for like slapstick comedy that's intended for children. All right. Anyway, so he claims that he killed the shark. Obviously, everyone on the reef learns about it. He becomes famous. Sykes becomes his manager. He's got a pretty funny scene where they're negotiating. Yeah. I'm trying to think what I'm missing. And then, of course, Oscar instantly is at the top of the reef.
He gets his montage of him being rich,
which includes him dancing for the Gup commercial.
True.
And of course, all the magazines.
Yeah, and that's insane.
He goes. I think there's one scene. If I remember wrong, he's in the penthouse for one scene, and then that's when he talks to Angie again, I believe. And then I think there's a shark attack. Right?
Oh wait, hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's that same scene. You're right. I'm sorry.
Right. But then, of course, parallel, you also have Frankie's burial. Which, okay, I want to say also, something I feel like I still appreciate it as a kid, where it's I feel like all the sharks, the shark mob, the goons are very funny. You know, you have Luca the octopus.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Of course, as a kid, the big butts gag from the beginning of the movie where he plays the record was absurdly funny.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Hey, boss, big butts.
He does a lot of shit like that. When he picks up the phone.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Boss, you working at a pizza joint? So yeah, so
when he called, we'll get to that.
Okay, we'll get to it. So he's at the burial. All the sharks and orcas are paying their respects to Don Lino, and of course you have the old ass shark who comes up and then first of all farts, which knocks out.
He's like, let's talk about this over here.
And then when they're moving, you see the orca that passed out is not responding. They're trying to get him up, and he's just knocked out from the fart, which is pretty funny. I think it's the same orca who has a few more bits like that.
Yeah, he passes out 3 times in the movie.
Again, which is just always funny to me for some reason. So, the old shark tells. Actually, is his name Giuseppe? I don't know why I just remember that.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
One of them is Giuseppe. I'm pretty sure it's him.
Yeah, so Giuseppe tells Don Lino that there's talk of Oscar the Shark Slayer. He thinks that that's who killed Frankie. And so Don Lino sends a few sharks, a few of his men to go check it out. And then we cut to Oscar in the penthouse. He's talking to Angie, still oblivious to her affection for him. And, of course, Lola appears. And they have a little bit of a moment, or start to. And then the shark attack happens. And everyone's like, shark, shark, shark. And he's like, all right, everybody go home to your loved ones. It's been the last few hours.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. And he's like, oh, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
It turns out it's just who is it? Is it just 2 random sharks, right? Yeah, no, it's just 2 no-name goons looking for the Shark Slayer. Or no, they're looking for Lenny, right?
Right.
They're yelling for Lenny. And Oscar is hiding in some seaweed from them.
Right. And then of course Lenny is also there.
Yeah.
And
right. So one of them like yells. One of the sharks is searching. He's like, Lenny, and the other one's like, shut up. There's a shark slayer out here. And he's like, oh, you're right, Lenny. And then they eventually leave, and Oscar like says to himself, he's like, oh, that was a close one or something like that. And then you just hear Lenny's voice go, yeah. And it pans up and he's like right above him.
yeah, I don't know, dude. His voice just makes everything like 5 times funnier.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so absurd. And of course, they interact, and Lenny reveals himself. They just start to tell each other their situations. Of course, around the corner, the kid fish are back doing another mural on the wall. Who Oscar has to, tell them to go home. Let's see what happens next.
Well, that's when Lenny figures out that people think he's the shark slayer.
Right, which is pretty funny. And yeah,
there's the bit where Lenny convinces him to take him home, and Oscar's famous reaction.
Well, it'd be a real shame if someone were to find out the truth.
You
He said something like that.
I would.
Yeah.
And then Oscar's like, "Come here,
Come here."
If you can play that audio, please. It's so fucking funny.
That just played, and as you guys heard, it's extremely hilarious. And so yeah, then is this when they go down to that sewer pipe and the big dog line happens? Or
it must be.
Okay,
yeah.
Right. So then they swim down again because I think there are people coming or something. And again, Oscar's talking to him, laying down the rules of how it's going to be. And we get the infamous, he says dog, then Lenny repeats him.
And he's like, you dig? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I dig.
Dig, dog, dig. Dig, dog, yeah. Yeah, I would dig you, dog. Which is, yeah.
When we were watching it, you told me, you were like, you just recognized it immediately because it's like the big, it's like the showstopper from the trailer for the
right.
For the movie
I guess I haven't brought it up, but yeah, there's ingrained in my head is the in the DVD for Shrek 2. I just confirmed 2 ads play, one of which we've talked about before, which is the Madagascar promo trailer with Ben Stiller in the crate and the globe, which I'm sure we'll talk about again. Yeah, during the Madagascar episode.
Yeah, there's gonna be a whole section on that, I'm sure.
Yeah, so we can skip that. But the first thing you see when you hit play on the Shrek movie, and I don't know about you, but I feel like whenever we tried to skip commercials on our DVDs, it just wouldn't work. Like it was just locked. I don't know if it was just my DVD player.
The little X would appear on the top corner.
Like you just can't skip it.
That would happen for some. Others, I think if it was after the menu where you press play, I think you can skip it.
Okay. But I don't remember if this was one of them, but I only asked because I remember just seeing it every time, and I've seen Shrek 2 many times on DVD.
Of course.
So you hit play, and then you hear, "Let's get this party started, right?
Right.
Car wash." And then
the DVD director or narrator's voice, the classic,
right,
says some bullshit like,
"Welcome to the
everyone's favorite fishes." What does that mean? No one's ever seen it before. Like, this is in a universe where this movie just came out. You're watching Shrek 2 on DVD. Yeah. It's like the early 2000s. You've never heard of Shark Tale. That's why there's a trailer for it. Why are they your favorite fishes? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I just confirmed again. He goes, "They're everyone's favorite fishes."
That's hilarious.
And then it cuts to Sykes. And he goes, "It's fish." And then Robert De Niro goes, "Oh, now you're making fun of me," which is not in the movie.
Even funny, yeah, it's not even in the movie. Even funnier though is, scientifically speaking, fishes is correct because fishes refers to a group of fish of more than one species. Which obviously in the movie they're all different species. But if you're talking about a group of fish, if it's like a school of the same species, it's a group of fish.
So would
But
you
if it's like
say
a whole reef, it's fishes.
so? It's all the fishes in the reef. Is
Yeah.
that how you would say it? Oh,
I think I unironically think it sounds so stupid, but that's like genuinely for some reason that's the scientific terminology.
it's pretty interesting.
It's fish, not fish. Oh, so now you
And
making fun of me?
now you're making fun of me? No.
No. You just see that is from the movie,
Right.
but not him saying it's fish, not fishes. I don't remember why he. Wait, is that? There's no way that's actually what he said, is it?
And then it cuts to. Wait, sorry. What was your question?
It's like that's not actually what he says to Don Lino.
Oh no, he says it's just something about Lenny. I think it's just something regarding Lenny. Probably.
I'm gonna try and find it by the big butt scene, but.
Right. Yeah. Well, so will you look for that? So the trailer continues and it's no, and then it goes Oscar, and then it does the classic thing where he narrates each character's name. And there's a little promo clip. So it's Oscar.
Yeah.
And he's like Oscar, the Shark Slayer. That's what people be saying, which is in the movie. And then there's some Oscar yelling. You see all sorts of things. You see the car wash. But, of course, the most iconic thing is at the end. You get the dog dig dog, yo,
True.
diggy dog, and then shark tail. And, just ingrained in my head. So, that's what we were referencing, just for clarification. Any luck?
No. All of those scenes are just, 15 seconds of that actual scene. But I found that's really funny because it's, a terrible cam of someone watching on Cartoon Network. It's just called, in all caps, Shark Tale, I like big butts.
Actually, I think I have it. I just opened the file I have of the movie.
Oh, trash. Why didn't I just do that?
Oh, they do the what scene, dude. Talk about that.
True. Yeah.
You said what first? And then... Hold on.
I'm receiving this live. He says...
Okay, so they just do the what joke, the what scene, and then Sykes goes, you said what first at the end, just to get the last word in the what scene. Yeah. And then he goes, oh, so now you make fun of me? And no. Okay. So, guys, we went ahead and clarified for that for you live on the podcast. Sorry for any audio delays, any moments of silence there. Maybe I'll work on that. Maybe I'll cut it up a little bit. But, yeah, so we've confirmed that. Why were we talking about?
We were talking about the trailer before.
Oh, the trailer, which I fully described. Yeah, great trailer. And
I wonder if there's any extra Shark Tale content that we should have watched.
Should have consumed.
Yeah, I feel like there probably was.
There probably was some behind the scenes or something we didn't watch.
Why didn't we even try and find that? I just found all so much content.
I see some B-roll here of Jack Black and Will Smith in a recording booth.
Yeah, I see Angelina Jolie. I see Ziggy Marley and Martin Scorsese. There's a whole series of behind the voice actors.
Huh. Maybe I feel I'm a little disappointed. I think we kind of failed our viewers there. Maybe we can.
You don't think?
What do you think?
Full Shrek episode callback.
Shrek episode. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna splice this out so you don't have to wait 5 minutes.
It's gonna be a lot more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, probably. But guys, I'm gonna snap my fingers, and then after I snap my fingers, we will have finished consuming all behind the scenes content for Shark Tale. We're gonna talk about it. There's only 2 videos, but anyway. All right, guys. See you on the other side. Welcome back, guys. We went ahead and did exactly what we just said we would do, and we're gonna lay it down for you now. So I'm gonna go through one by one here. So the first video we watched was titled Shark Tale Behind the Scenes Movie B-Roll, Will Smith, Jack Black from Screen Slam. And basically this featured B-roll of Will Smith and Jack Black doing lines from the movie. I think this is pretty cool to see. I like seeing, that the one bit of them together doing the portion of the movie where Oscar is trying to come up with a plan for Lenny for the staging of the shark attack. I feel like it really showed Jack Black's energy. I think was one big thing I noticed. I like seeing he seemed to be getting really into it. You know what I mean?
True.
So
and
that's what
we haven't actually talked about that scene yet in the movie, but the B-roll had like a deleted joke, I guess, that wasn't actually in the movie, which was like Will Smith's hyperfixation on Lenny saying this one specific line that he kept repeating, and he's like, no, but say this, and then Lenny would like try, and he would like keep, which is pretty funny.
He's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so that was pretty much. It was 2 minutes, so that was pretty much it for that thing. And then we have the next video called, in all caps, Angelina Jolie Shark Tale Behind the Scene, published by Angelina Jolie Video 3, a YouTube channel with 22,000 subscribers.
They just post Angelina Jolie content, and this barely made the cut by having her in it for maybe like 30 seconds.
Right. So yeah, it just gives us a full behind the scenes thing. We get some words in from the animators who talk about the design of the city and the reef and how they try to show real life things but fishified. And of course they also talk about what we just mentioned prior, which was the faces looking like the actors. And you see this pretty funny still while the animator is talking on the computer behind him. There's a close-up of Will Smith's fish face, but it's like totally like it's the cover.
Yeah,
supposedly will be the cover of this podcast, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
The cover of the podcast, really?
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're gonna use it as that.
I think so. I mean, our only other thing was Sykes' face.
Yeah, which is
funny.
Yeah, I think they both would work. Yeah, no, this might be better.
Both of them.
No, that's not.
That's not funny. It cancels
out.
No,
it definitely would be funny.
Well, we can talk about that. We'll figure it out. But
true.
You'll see the picture somewhere. Somehow, I'll post that. All right. So that was that. Then in the next video we watched was Interview Will Smith Shark Tale 2004, and this actually brought up something that I forgot to mention, which was this movie actually premiered at the Venice Film Festival in Venice, Italy, in 2004, which is pretty absurd. And they mentioned the interview because the interview's taking place in Venice. Yeah,
the Venice Shark Tale extravaganza.
Right. So it was a cute little interview with Will Smith. There's a portion where Angelina Jolie is being interviewed on the other side of a partition.
You can hear her talking the entire video.
Yeah. And then at one point she yells at Will Smith across the partition. He yells back. It's a funny moment. And
Will Smith claims it's the most they ever collaborated during the entirety of filming the movie, which really took over 2 years.
Right. Will Smith mentioned that he would just come in every 3 or 4 months and record a set of dialogue. Like you said, over the course of 2 years. So, yeah, I mean, it was pretty neat. Other than nothing too special.
Hearing Will Smith talk about Jaden Smith back when he was 6 years old.
If only you knew. I don't know.
I don't know. Magic
So,
you're thinking,
I was thinking that would be it, but Justin actually introduced another behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's a behind the scenes about the music of Shark Tale.
Right. Shark Tale DVD special features the music of Shark Tale. And as you might guess, this features the music of Shark Tale, all the different musicians who are part of it, from Justin Timberlake to Ludacris to Missy Elliott to Mary J. Blige and
Christina Aguilera.
Right.
True. Who's wearing inappropriate outfit for the special features of a children's
Really,
movie.
unironically, is quite inappropriate.
It's like, unironically, why is she wearing that in this?
Right, but the main thing, that the reason you sent me is because it starts with the most cacophonous thing I've ever heard. One of the most cacophonous things I've ever heard in my life. As you remember, in the other DVD commercial we were talking about, we talked about how it started with, "Let's get this party started, right? Car wash, right?"
Yeah.
This starts with, "Let's get this."
Dude, okay, how about you just play the real one?
Okay.
And then the one from this video.
So here's the real one.
Let's get this party started, right?
Awesome.
Classic.
Classic. And then the one from this video.
Let's get this party started now.
Oh, tell me, guys. Tell me that doesn't hurt your ears. I mean,
Can you tell the difference? Comment on the post. Comment on the Instagram post if you could hear the difference.
Okay, so that's a good thing. As everyone knows, the Suicide Squad DVD. We actually. So here's the thing, Justin. And I guess we can cut this out depending on how this conversation goes. But in the Tower Heist podcast, the last time I advertised this, Casey told their partner, their girlfriend, to comment on the giveaway on the Instagram post.
Okay.
However, Casey did admit that she has not actually seen the episode. Do you think she should be included in the giveaway?
Okay. Why can't she just watch the episode? First of all, it's hilarious.
Also,
Gives her a good
Casey's
reason.
in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Here's what I want to say. If you've somehow made it this far, can you please comment? Let's get this party started, right?
Or
let's get this party started now. And there will be no raffle. There will be no contention with Casey's girlfriend or whoever else. There's one other, I guess, Manny's girlfriend, depending on if we count that. There won't be a competition. You'll get this.
Commented something unrelated.
Yeah. There will be no competition. You will get this.
Sure.
Or just do it. Just do it. You can give it to something. Whatever. Anyway. Like,
you can sell it. Sell it on eBay. Just comment.
I'll sell it and I'll give you the money. Oh my god. But yeah, guys, comment that. Heads up. Alright. I'm not sure where we were in the plot that got us down this road.
Yeah.
We can kind of skip around at this point, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we get to the point, at least, where Oscar took
the first shark attack. He took him in. Yeah. He took it.
Yeah, Lenny wanted to run away because first because he was partially guilty, felt guilty for killing his brother, kind of. Not really, but still. Okay.
Do you want to explain that?
Yeah. Well, that's in the next scene. Essentially, He feels the reason he convinces Oscar to take him in and is because he's running away from his family because he's ashamed, won't fit in, doesn't want to inherit the mafia business, afraid
he's a vegetarian.
His dad. Right, well, that's what he says, is that he also feels guilty that he killed his brother because the whole reason Frankie was out there and got hit by the anchor is because Frankie had to be showing Lenny the ropes. And he's explaining all this to Oscar after they sneak through the city at night. There's a very funny scene where Lenny is like, Oscar does a bunch of moves, like ninja moves, where he's rolling and hiding behind shit, and then he opens the door for Lenny to get in, and Lenny tries to copy him, and just the most over the top crashes into every single
stupid comedy ever.
Yeah, it's so dumb. He knocks over a lamppost, the mailboxes, slams into a dumpster, and then after all that, it's like so loud. He goes, "Do you think anyone heard that?" And then hits his head on the door so loudly.
Which is like, I'm sorry, like, I think that's funny. I think that's so
yeah,
funny.
it's so juvenile, but it's also just so funny.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, and so they're in the room, and he's talking to Oscar. It's getting heartfelt, and he reveals to Oscar that he's a vegetarian, even though he's a shark.
Mm-hmm.
Where that goes exactly?
I think something happens in between this and when Angie finds out.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess he goes back to the apartment. Oh, yeah, he goes back to the apartment, and Sykes is there. Ernie and Bernie are playing Oscar the Shark Star video game, and Sykes is on the phone with Lino, and he's like...
It's a pretty funny scene.
Oh, of course, while he's in the garage, like the employee's shed with Lenny, which is where he's hid Lenny, Lenny is talking about how, like, Oscar says, "Oh, everyone thinks I slayed the shark," and Lenny's like, "Oh, man, if my dad found out about that, he'd ice you for sure." And Oscar's like, "Oh, he'd ice me? What is he, like, the Godfather?" And Lenny just goes, Yeah, he is." It's like, it's so funny. Casual.
I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says. The comedic timing of that is like gold. It's perfect. Jack Black, I don't know how he does it, but I mean, literally watch the movie for that one scene. I don't care. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but I think there are just too many good jokes in this movie for you to miss out.
Yeah. So that's when Oscar learns that the shark he's taking credit for killing is the son of the Godfather, right? So he goes to his apartment where Sykes is ironically on the phone with the Godfather, and Oscar's like, "Sykes, stop!" He's like, I need you.
I got the shark slayer right in front of me.
Yeah. He's like, did you know the shark I killed is Domino's son? And he's like, yeah, I'm talking to him on the phone right now. Yeah. And Oscar's like telling him to stop, and it has a hilarious bit where he's like, "No, Sykes, shut up!" And Sykes like, hey, I like that. Hey, Don Lino, shut up!
It's like, shut up? You tell me shut up?
Yeah, dude, it's so good.
My god! And then of
Sykes
course
is definitely my favorite character.
Yeah, oh my god! And then of course we already mentioned the Luca joke where he tries to call for pizza.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll have one large pie with everything on it, anchovies, meatballs. Dominion's like, "Luca, get off the phone." Hey, boss, since when were you working at the pizza joint?
So good. Oh my god. Okay, and then after that, that's when Oscar goes back to the garage to figure out what to do. Angie's there. Angie, run into shark. I'll cover you. She already knows everything. Of course, Lenny's already told her everything because he likes her. And
True.
They I guess it just kind of happens. They just come up with the plan. Well, I guess that's where the scene is that they were rehearsing in the behind the scenes, right? Where, yeah.
They're just like coming up with a plan to fix the problem of Oscar being the number one target of the entire shark mafia because he's claiming to have killed their son. So their plan that they come up with is to scare away the sharks for good. Oscar's plan is to send Lenny back to the sharks covered in blood and say like, "Oh, Oscar the Shark Slayer, he's crazy, man."
He's crazy. It'll scare them off.
Yeah.
And then they come up with a better idea, which I don't know if there's any reason as to how, or he just comes up with it.
Well, okay, so what happens is Angie's like, he's like, "You've gone too far, Oscar. Like, that will never work." And Lenny's like...
He's looking out the window, He's like, maybe he hasn't gone far enough.
Yeah, he hasn't gone far enough. So Lenny's like, Oscar needs to scare away the sharks, and I need to disappear. So they come with a plan to stage Lenny's death by having a public display of Oscar murdering him. And then they pull it off, right? Or at least, is that the next scene that it shows them trying to do it?
Right, because they don't explain the plan. They're just like, here's what we're going to do. And then it cuts to the reef. And then, of course, everyone's scared. There's a shark attack. And then Oscar appears with the cape with the O on it. And, I really like the sequence a lot. And it's one of the more action-heavy sequences in the movie. And it's also, at the same time, obviously very funny because it's staged.
When is the scene where he's like... When is the scene where he... I feel like it's after they come up with the plan. I want to say that just because it's after...
What?
Him and Angie... Like, Angie finds out he was lying, right?
Yeah, that's when...
and there's like a scene where he's like... It's like a sad montage where he's like alone. He goes up to his apartment alone.
That's after he goes back to the garage when Lenny's becoming the dolphin and he's behind the curtain and they're arguing about Lola because he kissed her during the staging. So this is after.
Oh, it's after. You're right. You're so right.
So let's talk about the staging first.
We can cut that a little bit just to avoid confusion. I feel
no, we're not. Or just to avoid confusion, maybe, but to save your reputation, I think not.
Okay.
No, I can't cut it. Because
sure, because that was too good.
It's too good. Okay, so
thinking not.
I think not. Oh, so the staging happens, and
yes,
I like it a lot. Again, I said because it's action heavy, but I just like this might be stupid, but just the sheer destruction. Like throwing him into the billboard, it explodes and there's sparks like flying everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's some funny scenes where they're like hiding behind things and talking about what to do next. Mm-hmm. And Lenny has like the growl, the screams that he does.
True. Yeah, very classic bit.
What were you gonna say?
Just in time for the whole shark mafia to show up and bear witness to this spectacle.
Right. And then, yeah.
That's when Don, thinks that Lenny actually died.
Right, because he throws him into the, I don't know, the deep, throws him into the deep.
Yeah, he throws him into the billboard, and then he falls down into the trench near the pipes. Yeah, and then he does like the... And he swims off into the tunnel that they snuck through the very first night that Oscar and Lenny met. And then, yes, he's like showing it off in front of Katie Couric, like, I'm Oscar the Shark Slayer, like, and then he kisses Lola on live television.
Well, she kisses him.
True.
She literally like holds him in the position where the male usually would be in, like his, you know what I mean? Like she literally she's shopping, sees what's going on, and then swims up to him. And then,
yeah, true. She has like a guy carrying her her like shopping bags.
Just like Oscar.
Yeah.
And then she goes up and then forcefully like kisses him, and of course he's not going to object. And then that cuts directly to the next scene, which we talked about, where Lenny is creating his new disguise as
Sebastian,
and during this, Angie reveals her true feelings for
that she's loved Oscar all along, even when he was a nobody.
Yeah,
which I'm not a nobody. I'm a winner.
Also, we should talk about that. Okay, so coming back to that, you referenced when Lola turns him down the first time when he bets all the money, and it's funny because when Sykes shows up, he tries to play it off like Sykes is like his bitch, and he's like, give me one of those wiener things. He's like, Ernie's like, oh, one of the little ones with the sticks on it. It's like, yeah, and then we don't see them for like 20 seconds. until Lola like walks away, maybe less, and then they already have wieners, and that's when they do the bit
with faces drawn on them with like condiments.
Yeah,
and they do.
I'm a wiener.
Yeah, and he like shakes it, and all the condiments like dissipate into the water.
Yeah, there's a lot of I feel there's a lot of particle things going on where shit dissolves into the water, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
you know,
like Luca pouring the tea, and it just misses the cup and just dissipates.
And he's still drinking.
Yeah,
it's very good. So yeah, jumping back forward, she tells him, so what I was gonna say is, I know that like the Angie Oscar romance isn't the most like complex built emotional thing in the movie that they make it out to be. But, I feel like it's a solid message for kids, just like she was there for him when he literally she was there for him when he was a nobody, and like your real friends are loyal to you or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I feel like there's some value in there for a kids movie. So of course then that leads to the montage you mentioned where he's going through Fish Times Square alone, real sad.
Yeah, and you see the advertisement for Omens.
Yes.
It's like, you have shark breath, and like eats the Omen.
Right. And then we cut to, he goes into the penthouse where people are still partying, of course. Lola's there, notices he's sad, goes outside to try and console him. Doesn't end well for him. Oh wait, actually before that,
trying to console him is just saying like, Oscar, you're rich.
Yeah. But before that, there's another ad. The preparation.
Yeah, he goes up. It's playing this like sad R&B, I think. Yeah. And he's like walks through the party, and clearly they're like dancing to some other music, but it's all silent, and you just hear the music. He walks through the party, out to his balcony where he's by himself, and the whale with a big ad on its side swims next to him.
Right, and I was mentioning it's definitely the first time I've seen it since I was a kid, because I've never noticed that till now. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny when you mentioned that it was a sad montage with sad music. For some reason, my head, thinking of that scene in the montage, saw it, but implanted the Shrek 2 sad music when he's looking for
the feast music.
No, the just gotta
I need some sleep.
Go.
Yeah.
I don't know why, that's funny.
The classic Eels song in every Shrek movie.
Exactly.
Except the fourth one, which is... We can get into why the fourth movie isn't loyal to the Shrek franchise, but...
We have got into it.
Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, go watch a Shrek episode. It's the longest Filmatic episode ever, with only one guest.
Other than that, is the second one at a loss of 5 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that. But the Madagascar episode will surely rectify that inequality.
Yeah.
Okay, so Oscar dumps Lola, and she's like, "You're dumping me?" Cut to inside, all the partygoers and Sykes partying, and then watching Oscar get his head thrashed into the window by Lola. He's just like, Sykes is like, teen love. Or something like that. It's like young love.
Everyone. Yes. He's like, young love, and then the whole club clapped.
And then they just keep partying.
Yeah.
Very funny. Which leads to Oscar realizing that Angie's the one for him. That he's been blind to it. So he goes.
And there's
to
the happy montage of him getting the flowers or whatever.
Yeah, right? The chocolates and the flowers, and going through the whale watch, like, hey, where's Angie? Where's Angie? And only for him to find out that he goes to the booth and Bert and Ernie are working there with Sykes.
Yeah, they're manning the phone, which is normally Angie's job. And there's the hilarious bit where they can't get the slogan right.
What is the slogan?
It's welcome to Sykes Whale Watch. And the price? Oh my gosh. Something like that, right?
A whale
of a wash. It's like...
Well, whatever it is, it comes back later, because when all the sharks are coming at the end, he's like, "Oh my gosh!" And he's like, "You said it right, man."
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think so. I think you're right.
I did the best one. Sykes is like, how many times do I have to tell you? You'll have a whale of a wash, and the price. Oh my gosh! And when he just answers the phone and he goes, Sykes, wash rhymes with gosh.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's too good. Holy shit. Okay, so
this movie is actually so good, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm very glad it holds up. And so yeah, Angie's gone. We find out because the phone rings and he goes, "It's for you." And
True.
Oscar picks up and is it Luca first and then Don Lino? Is there a Luca joke there?
It's just Luca, I think.
Okay.
It is just Luca. He's like,
oh yeah,
that's when he has the hilarious bit where he's like,
not your
we have
head.
your girl. Huh? Oh yeah, dude, that's so good.
So
and
yeah,
Oscar's like, who is this? And he's like, it's Luca the Octopus. That doesn't concern you.
I love Luca and all the mob, dude.
His jokes are so dumb. They're all, like, without fail, all of them are so stupid.
Without fail, every one of them makes me laugh.
Yeah,
Oh
literally.
my god. Alright, so
dude,
yeah.
Even the Big Bus one, which might be, like, one of the dumbest jokes.
It's just the most dated joke, I think.
It's, like, the most childish joke, I feel like.
Definitely.
Like, why is there, like, the whole joke was that they're, like, having a serious meeting between Sykes and Don Lino,
right.
and there's, like, classical, like, Italian, like, mob music playing in the background,
right.
and then it starts skipping.
Stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, and he tries to fix the record, and it just plays I Like Big Butts. Yeah, like, why is that on the same title?
But the question is that more dated a joke than the Titanic reference?
True. What even was that joke? Oh, it was Giuseppe is like, I'm taking requests for the next song to sing. Yeah. How about the Titanic song?
Everyone's like, oh.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. So then he's on the phone, and are you sure it doesn't, like, Luca gives the phone to Don Lino? Or is
no, because he hangs up after he tells Oscar, now nod your head if you understand. Now tell me if you nodded.
That's true. And then he invites him to come to the sit down. Oscar goes with Sykes. Okay, also during this, we get another Scorsese reference from himself, where he's like, "They want you to come to a sit down, huh? I've seen this before." something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I've seen this 1,000 times.
Yeah. So Sykes and
Sebastian. He's got dolphin muscle.
Yes. Sebastian go to the sit down. They go to the sit down. They sit down, and they try to play it tough in the beginning, and of course you just mentioned one of the mobsters, when they sit down, he's got dolphin muscle. My uncle, what does he say? My uncle, like,
yeah, the guy's like, yeah, my uncle got whacked by one of those.
Right. Oscar tries to again be very bravado with it. Gets up, picks up a spoon, puts it on one of the sharks, the hammerhead sharks, like in front of him, and he can't. He's like, "What do you do to me? What do you do to me?" And what's the joke when he passes the orca passes out again?
Is it just when he talks to him, or he's like,
no, he says something. He's like, he tells him what not to do or something.
Yeah, he's like, oh fuck, what is it?
Oh, it's gonna bother me.
I know he tells the swordfish, you done sneeze, you don't like that boogie without me saying you can. Alright.
Right.
The orca is something else that he did, like...
I'm checking. Oh yeah, when he puts the spoon on the shark, he says that I'm now the Panama Canal. Everything flows through me.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, you don't say okay without my okay, and then the orca passes out.
Yeah.
Which is, so. Oh, also, the reason he's also acting brave is because he gets Sebastian, referring to him as Sebastian, he gets Lenny to swallow Angie.
Yeah. Like, Angie's put out, Don Lino was like, we have your bitch. And
Yeah, that's what Don Lino says. Yeah.
That was a phenomenal Robert De Niro impression. And Oscar's like, he tries to bluff. He's like, I don't even care about her. But then Angie shows up, and she's like, or no, sorry, Lola shows up, and she's like, oh, I beg to differ. You dumped me for her. And Oscar's like, Sebastian, eat her. And then Sebastian pretends to eat Angie.
Don't one of the mobsters make some sort of joke about Lola? And she's like,
yeah.
ugh.
She comes out, and one of them says, like, he's like, well, if I wasn't married. And she goes,
she's like,
ew, yeah. And then at one point she says, the only thing I like more than money is revenge. And that
like,
thing may be the same shark. He's like, I think I'm in love. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's very silly. Of course, Sebastian.
If I wasn't married.
Of course, Lenny doesn't eat fish, so and the taste is repulsive to him. So he pukes all sorts of manner, including Angie. And then this, of course, is when, and this is when Don Lino realizes that this is his son.
He throws up and then turns around, and then he says in his normal Lenny voice, he's like, I'm sorry, the taste. And then Lino's like, Lenny?
Right.
There's the whole.
Then he blames Oscar for.
True. Oscar's like.
His son.
Yeah. Oscar says something to him that's like, oh yeah, Lino was getting mad at Lenny, I think. And Oscar's like, whoa, don't blame him. This is between you and me. And Lino's like, what did I ever do to you? You killed my son. You turned my other son into a doll.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm gonna get you. And then that's when he starts the chase, which also has the return of the shrimps from earlier on.
Yeah.
They come back.
They get revenge by biting
when he's
him.
Stuck in the window of the ship.
Well,
he's like,
well, look who's stuck in the porthole.
That's pretty gingy energy,
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, they attack him. Of course, he gets out, continues to chase Oscar into the car wash. Oscar utilizes the car wash controls to trap Lenny and Don Lino.
Not intentionally, Lenny.
Lenny
just gets in the way.
Right, because the bubbles clear, and he's like, Lenny?
Yeah.
He's like, sorry.
Yeah.
And what else? Oh yeah, so all the fish show up, and they're like, Oscar's done it again. Oscar, he's using his wit to
it was like his deadly hygiene practices or something like that, because he caught them in the whale wash mechanics.
Right. Yeah, so they're like, Oscar, how'd you do it? Oscar, what are you gonna? And then he's like, enough. And then he has a little speech where he clears the air between Don Lino and his son. Tells him to accept him for who he is.
True.
And also, I think tells Angie he loves her. Probably at the end of that, something like that.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know, something. Lenny's like, I'm gonna cry. Whatever. They hug it out. Lenny and the dad. And then
you
he's
release me so I can hug my son.
It is a pretty quick turnaround for his character, but
not that big of a turnaround, because I mean, even in the sit down, he's like, what did I do to you? Like, you just killed my son. So as soon as he realizes that Oscar didn't actually kill his son,
true.
I guess the beef is over. Maybe it's a little bit of a quick turnaround.
Well, he also claims he's going to stop eating fish from the reef.
Yeah, true. Which is
pretty big. Yeah.
Also, we're going to talk about how he has captive fish living in a tank in his house. Like, are they not sentient?
Which fish?
His piranha. Maybe it's because they're
True.
freshwater.
Maybe. That's
I want to
smart.
say because like the fucking clam or the oyster at the beginning of the movie that in the montage of like Happy City Life, he goes to the prawn shop and gives the oyster to the shrimp or the prawn, and the prawn's like, "Yep, it's fake." It's a little mollusk is sentient. I mean, you'd think piranhas would be.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird, man.
What else? Then you get, of course, the happy ending montage with Missy Elliott's rendition of
And Christina
Aguilera, Car Wash, and everyone lives happily ever after. All the sharks get new paint jobs and washes, and yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, clown to you?
I thought that was good. Definitely a Goodfellas reference.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's the after credits scene where Lola goes back to Oscar's apartment to like apologize or something. She's like, Oscar, it's like, I know I sucked, but I'm cool now or whatever. And then it's like no one's in the apartment except her, and then suddenly Crazy Joe, Oscar's clinically insane hermit crab financial advisor, comes out of the closet and like tries to slide with Lola, potentially successfully.
True. What did you think of Crazy Joe?
Probably one of the least funny bits in the movie, honestly.
I agree. I mean, again, the only funny parts of his bits, I feel like, if at all, is the reaction shots of. There's always a reaction shot when he shows up of everyone like.
Fair.
Like, what did he just say?
Yeah.
And then they just continue with the scene.
I think a funny bit with him is when he says, "Gotta go, my show's on," and he goes into his shell, and you just hear like the Benny Hill theme. It's like, what is this guy? Like, it's just so funny that this is the way this guy entertains himself.
Yeah.
It's so like surreal that this is like his show's on, and it's just fucking music like playing.
I like the timing of when Sykes announces he's his manager, and then he's like, and I'm his financial advisor.
And it's just silence.
Yeah, like that. That was the one. If there's one swing landed, I think that was it. But
dude, we also forgot. Like maybe one of the funniest scenes in the movie is when Oscar has his happy montage of picking flowers and shit to bring to Angie, and he shows up, and Ernie and Bernie are manning the phone because Angie has been kidnapped. Lenny is there, and he witnesses the phone call where Oscar is told by Luca that they've kidnapped Angie, and Lenny's like, I don't remember if he's saying Oscar needs to tell them the truth or what, but Lenny reveals, he blurts out in front of Sykes the truth that Oscar didn't kill the shark, that it was all fake, and Sykes is like, at first he's in denial. He's like, dude, it's just, I don't want to like recreate it because it's just, I feel like I won't do it justice. He's like, what? You didn't kill Frankie? Oh, you gotta tell me you're joking. Because when I was on the phone with Liam, he like freezes because and then it like freezes on this hilarious face and zooms in on his face, and then it cuts to a flashback where it shows him saying, "Hey, Don Lino, shut up!" And then it zooms back out of his face, and he's like, and then he like inflates, and he's like freaking out because he realizes
the zoom in is like insanely funny.
No, you and I both, like, as soon as it happened, like burst out laughing. It's just such a funny shot.
Right. That's why I'm torn of whether to use it for the cover or not now.
Well, whichever one isn't the cover can be the Instagram post, I guess. Or on the limited edition Filmatic physical releases, one of them is the back cover.
What if the cover is... Alright, hear me out. I just came up with this. It's a square, but it's 4 pictures. One is side by side, the Sykes picture, and your face recreating that. Yeah. And then the other one is my face recreating the Oscar.
Can you you recreate? Can you
I have
recreate
to
the
look at it.
scene? So you like have it was like a computer with like two different like
Yeah.
angles of the same face or something, and can you Photoshop in your face in those like angles like in the screen?
I could do. Well, I'll have to explore that. There's some
Yeah.
potential there, I think. So,
That
yeah.
is so funny.
Just a little
I
trivia.
initially was. I just was gonna say I had been brainstorming earlier what a potential cover could be, and I just briefly thought of like a grid of like all of the funniest like faces. So there's his face, there's his face. I say, meaning Sykes' face. Yeah. There's the hilarious picture of Oscar's 3D rendered face in like the behind the scenes. There's of course Oscar's face when he first sees Lola, which is such a funny reaction. You could have the corn dog face. You know, there's a lot of options here.
God, there's so many options.
But yeah.
I'm a winner.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Hey, boss. Big butts.
Oh boy. Okay.
Anyway.
So we'll quickly transition towards the end here, but there's two things I wanted to do. All right. First thing I want to do is mention a little bit of trivia I read. First of all, Hans Zimmer scored this movie, apparently.
Interesting. I don't really remember any
According to Hans Zimmer,
honest.
he told producer that he could not deal with any more epic movies, so he wanted to do a fun animated movie instead. And that's when he got the chance to compose this movie.
Interesting.
And the second thing...
And since then, I guess, has done like all of the classic. Didn't he do Kung Fu Panda, Madagascar 2, maybe the first one as well? I don't remember.
Which makes sense. I feel like Kung Fu Panda, of course, has so many iconic scores.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Madagascar 2
is like...
Yeah. Other trivia. The title for this movie was originally called Shark Slayer, but a year before release, they thought it would scare people away, so they changed it to Shark Tale. And then, final piece of trivia. The American Family Association, a Christian conservative organization, raised concerns about this movie, suggesting that it was designed to promote the acceptance of gay rights by children, primarily by having Lenny Lino, who is a vegetarian shark, and his struggles as an allegory for the struggles gay men go through with their homosexuality.
I was thinking unironically during the movie that it seemed like it could be a parallel of that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I like that. I think it's cool.
I agree. It was done pretty well, I think.
Yeah, fuck the American Family Organization.
Yeah, dude, that's so... imagine you're spending your time like fucking reading about Shark Tale. It's like so embarrassing. Like unironically find some other outlet to fucking whittle away your life.
Literally,
I'm calling you out right now, American Family Association. What was it? You got it?
Yeah. You're a winner. That's what I have to say.
I look up American Family Association and autofills movie reviews. It opposes LGBT rights and expression, pornography, and abortion.
Okay, you're not gonna believe this next thing I want to do with you. So, in our Schneider Cut Gray, Justice is Gray video podcast, we did a quiz for which character Justice League member for you. I wanted to bring that back for our next episode with you and me for Shark Tale. And I found this quiz. Which Shark Tale's character are you? It was created, believe it or not, I don't know if this is fake, by Darth Tira, the creator of Shark Tales.
Huh?
But she spelled Tales Tails.
Also, the movie isn't called Shark Tales. It's a Shark Tale. I don't know if
I can't find any evidence of who this person is.
What do you mean the creator of... Where does it say this? Just send me the link.
Okay.
What is it? Maybe Shark Tales is like a Shark Tale fan blog or something.
Yeah, I think so. It probably is. Yeah, no.
It's made by me. It's me, everyone. Darth Terra, the creator of Shark Tales. What does
I
that
think
mean?
Darth Terra
But also
sounds
says
like
this is the official
Everything
Shark
says that.
Tales.
Anyway, whatever.
Okay.
Can I quiz you? Can I?
Yes, you may.
Okay. So, you see a younger kid getting bullied across the street. What do? Do you do nothing and point it out to someone else that the kid is getting bullied? Run over and show the bully who's boss. Walk over and tell the two to stop fighting. Help the bully. Or tell the bully to back off.
Let's think. If this is real life, a kid is getting bullied by another kid, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
And probably... Was there an option to stop the bully? Like, but without,
you can walk over and tell him to stop fighting.
Or I could fight the bully. Show
Or
him
you
who's
can
boss.
literally fight him and show him who's boss.
Like,
or you could tell someone.
I would probably go over and tell him to stop. Because I'm not going to go, like...
Off?
Yeah, I'm not going to... First of all, I'm not going to go, like, attack a child. Because I'm not trying to go to prison, even if he's, like, bullying someone. But also, if he's a kid, I'm going to be able to, like, stop him from bullying.
So you're choosing to tell the bully to back off.
Yeah.
Okay. Which of these games would you consider playing the most? Minecraft. FNAF. Bendy and the Ink Machine. Never heard of that.
What the fuck is that? It's like... Starts out with, like, the number one, like, highest selling game in the history of, like... Okay. Bendy and... What is it?
Bendy and the Ink Machine. It's a survival horror video game.
Yeah, I found...
From 2017.
Obviously, that's not my answer. Okay, what's the next one?
Pokemon and Overwatch.
Okay, so the question is, what would I play the most?
What would you consider playing the most?
I guess Pokemon. It's a classic. I grew up on that.
Bet. Okay, who's your favorite minor character? Patrick the Pufferfish? Larry? Jaden? August the Fish? Harry?
What the fuck are these characters? From what?
Okay, I'm Googling this. So, Patrick the Pufferfish is from a show called Animal World on Fox.
Okay.
Larry, I'm assuming is Larry the Lobster. Can't be sure.
Has to be.
I don't know who Jaden is. I don't know who... Okay, let me Google August the Fish. It's a fish from Animal Crossing. And this last one just says Harry. There's no other identifiers beyond his name is Harry. So, who are you choosing?
When you look up just the name Harry, all of the pictures are of Prince Harry.
Let's safe to assume.
The fish. Dude, I don't think August the Fish is from Animal Crossing. I think those are just fish for the month of August.
Please just choose one.
Dude, how can I choose these fucking characters that don't exist? Okay, Larry. I'm just hoping it's Larry the Lobster because he's the only one I know.
Do you draw? And if so, how would you describe your art style? I don't draw. Realistic is my middle name. Unrealistic. I like to go above and beyond. Manga all the way. Or a cross between realistic and unrealistic.
Okay, either... You can help me answer this, because I like doodle sometimes, but it's shit. So either that's I don't draw or unrealistic.
I guess you could say you don't draw.
I'm going to say I don't draw.
This seems to refer to like professional like drawing. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what a fucking weird question for a Shark Tale quiz.
Which out of these... I should mention, this is on proprofs.com. Okay, which out of these shows is your favorite? Arrow, Pokemon, Teen Titans, Riverdale, Blackish.
I guess Pokemon. I haven't seen any of the other ones.
Okay. Which of the following foods do you like the most? Boba. I live on boba.
What?
Donuts or donuts with a G. IDK. Jelly beans. Shrimp chips. Just shrimp chips. Holy shit.
Dude, your tongue on that was so good.
That's what it says. It
I
says
know, but-
just shrimp chips.
Dude, I know, but you still can. There's different ways to read that, and the way you read it was so fucking good.
Shrimp chips, just shrimp chips.
Can we clip
like-
that, please? That's so good. It's like one of those shorts, like the
Oh,
what?
it's going to be a short.
It's so fucking shrimp chips, just shrimp chips.
It's very like Larry David tier, you know, like Curb. Like,
Yeah.
all right, the last
Is it
choice
the last
is
one?
fish. I love fish, all of them. Salmon, mackerel, cod, you name it. So,
Dude, what the fuck?
to review,
Darth
your choices
Terra
are
is so Joker.
boba, donuts, jelly beans, shrimp chips, or fish.
I want to choose shrimp chips so bad, but I don't know what they are. So
Me
I'm gonna
neither.
have to go with fish.
Right.
just shrimp chips.
What types of comics do you read on Tapas? He 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 he. I know you use Tapas because you read ST, which is exclusively on Tapas.
What is
and
that?
only Tapas.
Yo! Shark Tales. I don't know what Tapas is, but what if Shark Tales, created by Darth Terra, is like a fan fiction of Shark Tale on whatever this website is, and that's who the side characters are?
I found Shark Tales on Tapas, but it's not by this person, and it's not regarding the movie.
Oh.
But it is a comic site, so like people can make like anime and shit. So, what would you read? Romance, comedy, fantasy, sci-fi, or mystery? I guess if you did read those
If
comics,
I were to read
what would you want to read?
comics,
Think of like an anime,
The
but
only-
like in book form.
I was gonna say the only comics I ever read growing up were comedy. Like, I read a lot of Calvin Hobbes, The Far Side. I read a lot of Archie.
So
Blondie.
comedy.
Yeah, comedy.
All right. You're stuck on an island and you only have one thing with you. What is that thing? Phone, apple seed, shovel, axe, or a water filtering water bottle. You know, those fancy ones.
Well, those won't filter salt water, so that. How big is this island? Is this like Castaway tier? Or like
I don't
Action?
Just
I
says
guess a
an
phone,
island.
is it like too obvious to like. Is it like a joke where like I'll choose phone and he's like, but you have no service.
Apple seed. No. Okay, we'll choose
Yeah.
phone. Which of the following colors is closest to your favorite? I know everybody hates this question, so I'm not going to do the colors of the characters. I'm going to do the characters' favorite colors. Blue, green, red, purple, yellow. Blue, green, red, purple, yellow.
What? Why did you?
Which, I was just reading
Are
it
the-
twice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Agreed.
Okay, we can share. Who do you hate? Who do you hate the most? I love everyone. Sean, he's an annoying little twerp. Harry, he's so annoying and literally has the hugest mouth in the world. Mason, he's mean and has a big mouth. Cyrus, just pick a side already, you dumb snake. Okay, first of all, what are they talking about? Because this is a Shark Tale quiz that has a picture of the movie Shark Tale.
Yeah. Yo, I'm looking at Shark Tales on Tapas, and there is a character named Harry.
Oh no.
And Sean.
Is it anything
And there is
relating
a
to the
snake.
movie?
No. Not
So
at
we just-
all. We've just been taking Watch us. We were gonna finish the quiz, and it's like, ooh, are we Oscar? Are we Lenny? And it's just like some random name we've never heard.
Why are they
You
using
are
Shark Tale
Cyrus.
images to promote this quiz?
I don't know, but I think we have to finish the quiz.
Okay, so who do you hate the most?
Who was the
Sean.
second one that had a big mouth?
Mason.
Yeah, fuck Mason. Yeah.
Alright. You got Simon. You got Simon, the fun-loving squid, who's Sean's
I'm looking at him right now.
best friend. Simon's pretty chill. He's an extroverted people person. Squid, who's humorous and caring. Simon knows how to remain not serious in the most serious situations. He tries to stay out of fights and arguments, and he has a chill attitude. However, if someone's getting bullied, he'll flare up and completely become a different person. Squid? Some of Simon's favorite things to do are hanging out, the boba place, watching action shows, writing calligraphy, and traveling the oceans.
It's the illusion of choice, not choosing boba, and still ending up as Simon.
Listen, Darth Terra. Dude, if you're gonna make a quiz about Shark Tale, some sort of anime comic, why don't you use a photo
of your
or
own comic
of the comic you're saying you wrote, instead of putting the Shark Tales logo on it and image with all the Shark Tales characters, making me think this is gonna be about Shark Tales until halfway through your fucking quiz when it's too late to turn back.
Not even halfway the last question. Maybe we should have seen it coming with who's your favorite side character. That was... You want to take it?
No. We can find a different one.
I was going to say...
Here, I found a real one if you want it.
Oh, are you sure?
I think. Unless they're also doing false advertising. I just sent it to you.
Okay, I'll quiz you. Alright, what favorite color... Your favorite color would be... blue, green, pink, navy, brown, or red.
I like purple, but there's no purple. Put pink.
Okay. If someone is making fun of you, you would run away from them, maybe cry. That's one. Hang my head in shame. I guess I really am a loser. Ignore them. They obviously don't know me. Put them in their place. You talking to me? I'll get my gang to take them out.
Jesus.
I'm too popular to be made fun of. I'm no loser.
Well, that was a ride. I'd probably hang my head in shame. I guess I really am a loser.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
You're hungry. You would want? I'm not that hungry. I'll just take a slushie. Ooh, I'd love a cheeseburger. I do so love Krispy Kremes.
Holy shit.
Oh, dude, this is so stupid. I'll take a steak with a side of shrimp cocktail and wine. I'll guess I'll have an aspirin? Somebody's talking too much.
What?
I'm hungry. I guess I'll have an aspirin.
The fuck?
I'm on a well-balanced diet, fit for a model like me.
I literally don't know what to choose.
Slushy, cheeseburger, Krispy Kreme, steak with a shrimp cocktail and wine, aspirin, or a well-balanced diet.
I'd probably go for a steak, I guess. That sounds the most appetizing. I definitely don't want to take aspirin if I'm hungry. Somebody's talking too much.
If one of my friends were in trouble, I would feel sorry for them. But hey, I don't want any part of this. I'm the one in trouble. I'd help them out in any way. I secretly might have a crush on them.
Holy shit.
Meh, I saw it coming. They're probably in debt to me. These are two fucking... Whatever. They probably can get by on their own. I don't care. Those are your options.
I'm the one in trouble.
Good. That was so cool. You're Oscar the Rat.
The what?
Oscar the... You're Oscar the Rass. That's the type
Oscar
of fish he
the
is.
Ras.
It's like he's never been called that in the movie. Why is this the way they introduce him?
Oh my god.
You are Oscar. You love to show off sometimes. You hate work. You'd rather dance and have fun. You love being the center of attention, and you feel that fame and fortune is in your future. How does that line up with your answers? You literally said, I'm the one in trouble, and
In
I'm
my
a
head,
loser.
in shame and cry.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Oh man.
Dude,
Look at every time we do these quizzes, they get more and more absurd and out of hand.
Dude,
Oh,
how have
man.
over 3,000 people taken this quiz, and why was it only like 4 questions?
Wow.
Dude, some guy. Holy shit. Some guy got the answer. There's like comments under it, and there's 4 comments. 2 comments are from the same guy. 2 out of 4. It's someone whose name is Blitzwing is a jack-o'-lantern that says... The first one says, he got Lenny the Shark, by the way. It says who they got. He goes, yes! I love this character, and, well, it's true. I am just like him. I even got green eyes, XD. The other comment has the exact same copy-pasted comment of the other one, but then adds on a little more to it. He goes, yes, I love this character, and, well, it's true. I am just like him. I even got green eyes. Also, I was born in May, month of the Emerald, and, well, people say Lenny's eyes are an emerald green, XDDD.
The
Dude,
fuck?
you know, people say Lenny's eyes are an emerald green.
I'm like so like that fried my brain. Well, we did it. We milked 2 hours out of Shark Tale. Alright, is there anything else you wanna talk about? Or you think we're
Nope, I'm good.
Alright,
I
guys.
think it's funny we got a longer episode of Shark Tale than Justice is Gray. Just like over
That's
4
apt.
hours long.
I mean, I had more fun watching Shark Tale than Justice is Gray, so just like
True.
infinitely more fun. But alright, guys.
I had
Well,
more fun taking the Shark Tales quiz than watching Justice is Gray.
that is true. That is true. Let's see what's coming up. Summer of Steeler. Which, you know, we're gonna have to work through a little bit, given some possible distance issues. But you know, we'll do our best to try and make it happen. At some point, we'll do French Dispatch. Yeah. Maybe we'll put another poll up. Maybe we'll listen to you. Maybe we won't. And
What we're gonna
guys,
do,
yeah.
I think there's another one besides French Dispatch and the Wild West episode. We're gonna do Old Henry or something.
Yeah, well, you were saying we should watch Old Henry because you wanted to watch it, and we wanted to do something with the format of that one. And on a separate note, guys, I'm gonna once again, for my plug, I'm gonna plug obviously the DVD, but also once again, Fistful of Frags, guys. Make sure you download it, add us on Steam. You can find us at Filmatic Justin, at Filmatic Nabil. Much easier to find us now. Yeah, is there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, listen to King Reef on Spotify. Available on all platforms.
Yeah, you went off on the
New
drums.
True EP came out like a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and new EP scheduled to drop in June. So be on the lookout.
Type. All right. Well, that'll be linked below with the rest of the links from this episode. And I hope everyone enjoyed. And I guess we're gonna sign off. You've been listening to
Justin
and Nabil. Dig dog, dig dog. Yeah, yo, diggy dog. See you next time.